This week on New Zealand on a Plate, we sample some of the fine dining Auckland is known for, and Chef Darren Johnson finds out where the best ingredients come from. He'll start with smoked fish, delivered into the city from the North Island's remote east coast, and use it to create an enticing entree. Next, he'll travel north to Lee to pick up fresh fish for our main course, and then visit Mangawhai to discover the secrets of making amazing chocolate, which he'll use to make a rich dessert. Darren Johnson is executive chef at Masu Japanese Restaurant, one of the city's top eateries, part of the Sky City complex in downtown Auckland.
I did Otago Polytechnic, learned my trade, and I worked in a steakhouse down there, then decided to go to London, and that's when I sort of fell into Japanese food. That's where I met Nick. He decided to up stumps and come back to New Zealand. Over Facebook, asked me if I wanted the job. And this is the result. Masu's been open for 2 years now, and yeah, we're just going from strength to strength. So it's really good. I have a love affair with Japanese food now, so anything Asian actually.
His voyage of food discovery starts just down the road in the New World supermarket in Victoria Park, the only place in the city where you can buy ahia smoked fish, delivered fresh from Gisborne, one of New Zealand's most isolated cities.
Mark, is it?
Yeah.
Morning, mate. Darren.
Kia ora.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
So, Mark, I'm here to pick up some of your fantastic fish today. Can you tell me a little bit about your product?
Yeah, mate, this is ahia, so freshly smoked fish all the way from Ngāti Piro Fisheries in Gisborne. Ahia comes from the sentence ahi a te ariki, which means fire of the chiefs. So basically,
cool.
in regard to the smoking process, yeah.
Oh, that's clever. Can you explain a little bit about the smoking process?
I mean, it's actually a very simple process. You know, it really starts with choosing the best fish. Nice manuka smoke, a little bit of lemon pepper, a little bit of sugar, and it's got the salt in the brine also. Yeah. But we don't want it too salty. Yeah. You know, the fish is the hero, and to let those flavours of the fish come through. Fantastic.
I'm looking forward to trying some. Can we start with the salmon, Grace?
You know, there's no bones or anything. You can actually eat the skin of the product, so you can eat the whole thing. You know, it's nice and convenient for the consumer or the customer.
It just sort of flakes off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Wow. Oh, the smell of that's awesome.
How's that taste?
Beautiful. Really good. We'll take some of that.
You know, I'd suggest that potentially we use some of the muki.
Okay, cool.
You know, delicate flavour, but flakes up really nicely.
Yeah, it's really meaty, isn't it?
Yeah, very meaty, yeah.
I plan to do a little bit of a summery sort of salad with this afternoon, so I hope to do it justice.
Yeah, excellent.
Because it's a beautiful product, and I'm looking forward to using it.
Awesome, cheers.
Awesome.
With the weather outside today cool and blustery, Darren has decided to make his entree inside. And where better than in Masu?
To get the dish started, I've pre-cooked 300 grams of agria potatoes, and we're going to be passing it through a sieve. You want to get that real fine potato puree. And as you can see, it just sort of comes out the back end and it's all beautiful and fluffy. There's no lumps whatsoever, and that's what we're looking for. So, as we are in a Japanese restaurant, I'm going to use some beautiful New Zealand wasabi. This is actually shark skin on a wooden paddle. It goes back centuries in Japan, and we use it here at the restaurant. And you get this beautiful, grated, silky wasabi. I have 25 grams of horseradish and 25 grams of wasabi. So that goes in, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of white pepper. This is a very light olive oil. Now, it's very important that you use a light olive oil or a light oil because you don't want it to overpower this dish. We're just going to use the juice of 2 lemons, just sort of squeezing those through my hands to catch any of the pips. All right, then we're just going to bring that together. So it's quite a stiff mixture. we'll let this down with a little bit of water. It's still sort of holding its form, but it's definitely it's more of a dropping consistency. I wanted 2 different fish because I wanted to add a little bit of texture and contrast. Salmon obviously brings that oily sort of texture, and we've got the monkey, which is a beautiful fleshy sort of fish. So I'm just going to flake off some pieces of this because I want some nice big flakes, something that you can sink your teeth into. Same with the monkey as well. So this is a beautiful flesh fish. Look at that, it flakes off just perfectly. So you just want to chop your spring onions. So think of it like a potato salad. Yeah, so everything you like on a potato salad is pretty much how I got the inspiration for this recipe. Cut a few cherry tomatoes. I quite like to leave the tops of the radishes on. On the younger radishes, it's the leaves and everything like that you can eat the leaves on these. I want a nice big dollop of the potato. I just want to spread that out a little bit. Give myself a canvas, if you like. Now I'm going to start with the star ingredient, which is the beautiful ahia, it's salmon and muki, a few spring onions, a few of the radishes. Caper berries are a beautiful little addition to this. And I'm also going to be using a baby kale. So kale is very good for you. It's one of those superfoods. It's high in iron and potassium, vitamins A, C and K. And we're just going to finish it with our avocado oil. Got a nice little pourer on it, so it makes it really easy. And there we have it. Hey guys, how are ya? So here we have our beautiful ahia, smoked salmon and muki with horseradish and potato vinaigrette. Great.
Very good.
An hour or so north of Auckland, the small town of Lee still has the charm of a sleepy fishing village. The town is home to innovative fishing company Lee Fisheries, and chef Darren Johnson is here early for the processing of yesterday's catch. He's getting the lowdown on how the company gets its fish to both overseas markets and 35 of Auckland's top restaurants in the freshest condition, from former fisherman Rex Dryland.
So Rex, you pick a lot of the fish for a Masi restaurant. What are you looking for when you're grading these fish?
Well, for those guys are looking for nice quality, of nice colour,
Yep.
nice full, no skinniness or anything like that.
Yeah, so nice firm sort of fresh.
Snapper, you get a nice shine on your snapper and that.
To keep the quality high, Lee Fisheries focus on fish caught by long line. And each fish is humanely killed as it's landed using a Japanese technique called ikijimi.
Come up alongside that gill line, you see the hole there?
Yep.
That's where the ikia, and you go down and towards the eye and it hits the brain,
Okay.
and you're just like killing it brain dead.
Yeah.
And the body just slowly winds down and
So,
goes into rigor mortis.
Does that do anything for the flavour of the fish? Or
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, you could tell the difference when you fillet it.
Yep.
That your flesh will be a lot more transparent, and you
Yeah.
see it, and definitely a lot tastier.
Probably a more humane way of killing it as well.
Oh,
It's
most
super
definitely,
fast and quick,
yeah.
yeah.
Before Darren leaves, he has a lesson from ace fish filleter Stuart McDonald.
It's a sharp knife there.
Oh, it has to be sharp, that's for sure. The sharper the better. More chance of cutting yourself when you've got a blunt knife.
Yeah. How long have you been filleting fish for now? You make it look.
Oh, it goes back a long time. Probably in the industry, I've been there about 16 years. When I was
Yeah.
16 years old, so I've been, you know.
Wow. Is it harder to fillet fish that big? Is it?
Oh, the bigger's the better. Smaller's more chance of cutting yourself.
Right.
Right, we'll take the skin off for you.
Yep, please. So do you get sick of fish?
Oh, never.
Never, yeah.
I still surf cast.
Yeah.
Little tin boat out and catch fish, you know,
Yeah.
go floundering when I need to.
Yeah,
I love it, mate.
Stu, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, enjoy.
Cheers, thank you,
thanks
we
a lot,
will.
eh? Yeah.
Fantastic.
With some fresh snapper from Lee Fisheries, Darren's found a scenic spot overlooking the town's harbour to set up an al fresco kitchen to make his main course.
Okay, we're going to make the marinade for the snapper now. We're making this for two reasons. One is to impart flavour and one is to season the fish. So I have some teriyaki sauce here. We make it in the restaurant. We make it with a lot of ginger and fish bones and a little bit of chilli as well. So into that we're going to put 1 green chilli and 2 cloves of garlic. So the garlic, this is a microplane. It grates it down very fine so it sort of dissipates in the sauce a little bit. So just put the garlic in there. The seeds are where all the heat is. I'll just take these out. So you want to get this quite fine, so little bits of it stick to the fish as we grill, and to impart the flavour, so you want to burst all its cell structures and everything. So this is the beautiful snapper that Stu filleted for us this morning, and that's just literally straight into the marinade. Quite a large snapper. If you can't get large snapper, any sort of large fish will do. It's going to be a good half an hour in there. We've got plenty of time to make the dressing. So it's a jalapeno and ginger dressing. We've got here 200 grams of sliced pickled jalapenos. We have 120 mils of rice wine vinegar, 10 mils of soy sauce, a little pinch of salt. We're going to put 50 grams of ginger in here. The important thing with ginger is you cut it across the grain. Otherwise you're going to have these big long strands that looks like hair. That goes into a blender which is blitzed all up into a very fine paste, and then we slowly add in our Olivado peanut oil, which gives it a nice nutty flavour as well. And then lastly we just finish it with a little lemon juice. The end result will look something a little bit like this. It's not the most attractive dressing to look at, but I guarantee with the fish it's amazing, blow your mind. And now we're going to move on to the garnish, which is a little crispy salad of Japanese daikon. Yeah, so I like to cut this quite fine. Daikon, you can normally find it in Asian grocers, and it has got a nice peppery sort of flavour, hence its name. It's Japanese radish, so it's got that sort of little bit of heat to it as well, which goes really well in a salad. So we're just going to julienne this, which is a fancy kitchen term for cut it very fine. And we're going to repeat this with the celery, the snow peas, and the carrot as well, until we have a beautiful salad. So I'm just picking some coriander leaves. So I'm going to make this simple little dressing now, and it's my homegrown lemons. And it's basically just a 50-50 blend of lemon juice, and I'm going to use this Olivado avocado oil. Really, really simple. You're going to put that on the salad just before you serve it. We have a charcoal barbecue here. So charcoal gives a beautiful flavour. Gas can be sometimes a little bit too aggressive, whereas this is just a nice, gentle sort of heat. I've had this on for probably a good hour. All right, over a slow heat, that should probably take about 15 to 20 minutes. If you insert a skewer into the fish and it gives way really gently, there's no resistance there, then you know it's cooked all the way through. Perfect. So we're good to go. So just before it comes off the barbecue, we're just going to give it a lot of lemon juice, just to give it a nice sheen, a little bit of flavour. Just going to slide that off. To plate it up, we're just going to get our jalapeno dressing, put that over the fish. It's quite spicy, so I like to use quite a lot. Here's our beautiful dressing. There we have it. Hey guys, this is your Lee longline snapper with jalapeno and ginger dressing and a little bit of a crisp vegetable salad on top. Enjoy. It's got a little bit of spice to it, so if you don't like spice, there's plenty of wine. There we go.
Cheers, Trev. Cheers, boys. Here's to our lunch. The jalapeno is just a bit kick. Lovely. Nice dish. Compliments of the chef.
For dessert, Darren's gone to another small town north of Auckland. Well known to holidaymakers, Mangawhai is home of Bennett's, where Mary Bennett and her team have been hand-making chocolate since 1998.
Oh, you must be Darren. Morning,
I am. Good
Darren.
morning, Mary.
Welcome to Bennett's of Mangawhai.
Fantastic place you have here.
Well, let me show you around.
Fantastic.
You brought the rain with you.
I did bring the rain with me. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
So Mary, tell us a little bit how you ended up in Mangawhai.
Well, I fell in love with a Kiwi and he whisked me away to the other side of the world.
Okay.
You might have guessed I'm Irish.
Yeah.
And
So two great loves in your life. Chocolate was obviously one of them, and
Yes.
Kiwi boys.
both of
Yeah.
them have always made my heart tick a bit faster. And we came here because he grew up in the Kaipara, and Mangawhai was just one of those lovely towns.
It's a beautiful
And
place,
yeah,
yeah.
so we settled
Yeah.
here and started the chocolate factory about 17 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, our chocolates, the emphasis is on local produce and Kiwi flavours like feijoa and passion fruit and all those lovely fruits you get here.
Yeah.
But we did train in Belgium before
Is
we
that,
moved
and that's
here.
where the chocolate comes from?
Yes,
Yeah.
we use a Belgian style chocolate, Barry Calibab. It's a lovely quality chocolate.
I'd love to see the factory and how you produce these beautiful chocolates.
Oh, I'd love to show it off to you now.
Really? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so let's come along in and I'll let Remy show you around.
Bennett's chocolatier is Frenchman Rémi Lelevière.
So what happens is that we break those big blocks with a big hammer and make them melt in one of those big machines. It's all water bath, so it keeps it at the right temperature.
gentle heat as well, not
Exactly.
Okay.
Chocolate to work with is one of the most unstable products on earth, just because of the molecules in the cocoa butter. And you need to do what we call a tempering, which means basically bring the temperature of the chocolate up to melt it to about 40 to 45 degrees for milk chocolate. Then bring the temperature down right to 26 degrees to make all the cocoa butter molecules crystallize and being nice set together. And then if you keep the temperature at 26 degrees, the chocolate is very, very thick.
Right.
So what you need to do to still be able to use it is heat it up back to between 30 and 31 degrees.
So what happens if you mess this up a little bit? So 1 degree over, a few degrees under?
Not even 1 degree, sometimes
Really?
0.5 degrees could be enough to,
Wow.
to completely miss the product or a whole batch.
And that's a lot of chocolate to mess up, right?
It is, it is.
Okay.
So just fill it right up the top, just like that. And then we put it on the vibrating table, just to get rid of all those little
I
bubbles.
can see them coming up.
And then turn it upside down till you get to the thickness that you want. Scrape it. So that's about the thickness that we want.
There's a lot more involved than I thought it was.
It is. Chocolate is a real science.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. And you really love it, you can tell.
I love it. So those shells there have been crystallizing for about 2 hours at 17 degrees and 60% moisture in the air. So very slowly, just like that.
And all of these are done by hand.
Yes, they are. Everything is made by hand.
It really is a labour of love.
It is, it is. If you don't love chocolate, forget about this job.
So you don't get sick of chocolate?
Not at all. I could have probably 100 chocolates a day and I will never get sick of them.
Wow.
It's my life.
It doesn't show, that's for sure.
No, well, good. Look.
So Remy, now it's the capping stage, very important stage.
Same thing, go all over the place.
You make it look very easy, you know that?
Scrape, just the small excess, and it goes back into that cooling tunnel for about half an hour.
Okay.
Two chefs with as much chocolate at their disposal as they can possibly use. It must be time to create a decadent dessert.
So we got a couple of ingredients over there. So this is just chocolate mousse. That's my chocolate mousse recipe that I always take it with me anywhere I go.
Is it grandma's chocolate mousse recipe?
Yeah, almost, almost. I just stick it everywhere, anywhere I can. So then we have one of that lovely chocolate brownie.
Fantastic.
That we sell in the cafe.
Yep.
Then we got that same white chocolate ganache that we've used for the chocolates before. So that's exactly the same ingredients. Then we can kind of make one dessert that reflects a bit of Bennett's and a bit of Massot and a bit of
I think it's probably going to be more of Bennett's. Mine's just going to be a little bit of garnish, to tell you the truth. Okay, well, let's take one of these. I think we'll put that there. And you've got your beautiful chocolate mousse, which I think we're going to pipe on the top here.
Yeah, I can do a bit of that.
Shows your piping skills. Look at that.
Just like that.
I'm not going to have a go at that. So I'm going to take a little bit of the chocolate soil. So basically it's a chocolate biscuit, just crumbled up. And you're going to show me your cornelling skills.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of that ganache on top of there, I think. So basically it's a bit like a chocolate sundae, I suppose. It's the ultimate chocolate dessert using everything from the premises here and obviously a little bit that I've brought in, but the majority of it, look at that, it's beautiful, beautiful cornel.
Just like that.
Wow. You could probably have this with ice cream if you didn't want it with the ganache, or don't make a ganache at home.
Yep.
I think we'll probably put a few peanuts over this one. So they're the caramelised peanuts.
Nice crunchiness to it.
Beautiful, yep.
Should we put some of those meringues on top?
Yeah, I think the meringues maybe would go here really well.
Yeah. Let's see how it looks.
Tell you what, I'm going to go in this way and grab some of those raspberries. So these are freeze-dried raspberries.
There you go.
So all the water content has just been taken out of them. They're very light and they've got a really nice crunch to them. Probably, have we got some pouring chocolate as well?
Yes, we do.
Fantastic. Wow, look at that.
Like that. Give it a bit of heat.
So that's a chocolate lover's dream right there. So we have some white chocolate ganache, chocolate soil, you've got the chocolate brownie, the chocolate mousse, and chocolate sauce as well. So can I say chocolate anymore? So yeah,
chocolate is quite a good name for it.
Yes, it is. Wow, but it's a beautiful looking dessert. So there we go. Hey guys, myself and Remy have put a beautiful dessert together for you guys. We've got textures of chocolate with raspberry meringue and caramelised peanuts. Bon appetit.